If your affirmations aren't working, it's not because you're saying them wrong, it's because you're feeling them wrong. Neville Goddard taught that one ingredient decides whether anything you want actually shows up, and almost everyone skips it. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly what that feeling is and how to summon it on command, even if you've repeated the same affirmation 1,000 times and nothing's changed. Here's what we're going to cover. First, why your affirmations have been falling flat, and it's not your fault. Then the one feeling Neville said does all the heavy lifting. After that, exactly how to create that feeling on demand, even when nothing in your life looks the part yet. And finally, the 2-minute nightly practice that locks it in. 4 parts. Let's start with the mistake almost everyone is making. Most people treat affirmations like a magic spell. They repeat the same lines over and over. I am wealthy. I am loved. I am confident. Over and over, waiting for reality to catch up, and nothing happens. You might be wondering, if affirmations are so powerful, why do mine feel like I'm lying to myself? That's exactly the problem. When you say, I am wealthy while you feel broke, your words say one thing and your feeling says another. And Neville Goddard was blunt about which one wins. Your subconscious doesn't respond to the words, it responds to the feeling behind them. So, if the feeling is doubt, you're affirming doubt. The words are just decoration. Let me give you a picture of what this looks like in real life. Imagine 2 people who both want more money. The first person stands in front of the mirror every morning and says, I am wealthy, money comes to me easily. But the whole time they're saying it, there's a tight, anxious knot in their stomach. They're thinking about the bills. They're secretly hoping the words will rescue them. What are they actually broadcasting underneath the words lack? Worry. The feeling of not having. So that's what their world keeps reflecting back. Now, the second person doesn't even say the affirmation out loud. They just quietly walk through their day, carrying the calm, settled feeling of someone who simply doesn't worry about money anymore. No knot in the stomach, no desperation. Which of the 2 do you think Neville would say is actually manifesting? The second one, every single time. Because they're living from the feeling, not begging for it with words. This is why so many people get frustrated and decide manifestation doesn't work. They were never doing the real thing. They were doing the surface version. They were saying the lines, but skipping the part that actually does the work. And once you understand that, everything changes, because now you can stop straining over the words and start working on the only thing that matters. So what is this feeling Neville kept pointing to? He called it the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Not the feeling of wanting it, not hoping for it, the feeling you'd have if it had already happened. There's a huge difference, and it's where almost everyone gets stuck. But I'll show you how to cross that gap in just a second. Wanting something quietly confirms you don't have it. Every time you reach for something, you're announcing its absence. The feeling of the wish fulfilled does the opposite. It assumes it's already yours. It has the relaxed, almost boring confidence of something you already own and never think to question. Think about something you already have that you never worry about. Maybe it's the ability to read, or the fact that you have a roof over your head tonight, or a friend who'll pick up the phone if you call. You don't affirm those things. You don't stand in the mirror repeating, I am someone who can read. You just quietly know it. There's no wanting, no chasing, no doubt. It's simply a fact of who you are. That calm, settled knowing is the exact feeling Neville wants you to attach to the thing you're trying to manifest. Not desperate wanting, quiet having. That's the entire mechanism. Neville said, if you can capture that feeling and live in it, the outside world has no choice but to rearrange itself to match. Now, for the part you actually came for, how do you create a feeling for something that hasn't happened yet? It sounds almost impossible. How are you supposed to feel like you already have the thing you clearly don't have? Here's the secret. You don't force it. You sneak up on it. And there are 3 ways to do that. Simplest first. Number 1, the single scene. This is where most people overcomplicate everything. They try to imagine their entire new life all at once, the house, the partner, the money, the holidays, all of it in one giant mental movie. And it's exhausting, so they give up. Don't do that. Pick one short moment instead, one scene that would only be real after your desire came true. Not the whole movie, one scene. A friend pulling you into a hug and saying congratulations, holding your phone and seeing the exact message you've been waiting for, slipping a key into the door of your new home. Keep it small, keep it specific. The smaller and more specific it is, the easier it is to actually feel. Let me show you why specificity matters so much. I'm rich is vague. Your mind has nothing to hold on to, so no feeling comes. But I'm sitting at my kitchen table, I open my banking app, and I see the number I've been wanting, and I let out a long breath of relief that your mind can step into. Do you feel the difference? One is a slogan, the other is an experience. Neville's method always lives in the experience. Number 2, replay it until it feels natural. Once you've got your one scene, run it in your mind. But here's the key. Don't watch it like a film on a screen in front of you. Step inside it. See it through your own eyes. What do you hear around you? Who else is there? What does the relief actually feel like in your chest, in your shoulders, in your breathing? The first few times it might feel flat or fake. That's normal. Keep gently returning to it. With each repetition, the scene gets warmer and more real until one day it stops feeling like imagination and starts feeling like a memory. And that's the moment it begins to take hold, because your subconscious can't tell the difference between a vividly felt memory and a vividly felt imagined scene. To it, both are simply real. Number 3, and this is the one most people skip, react from the end. This is the most powerful one, so stay with me. Most people imagine for 10 minutes at night and then spend the other 15 hours of their day feeling exactly like their old self. Worrying, checking, doubting. And that undoes all the good work. Reacting from the end means this. Instead of asking, how will this ever happen, you ask, how would I feel walking around already having it? And then you carry that feeling into your ordinary day. You answer your emails as that person. You make your coffee as that person. You handle a small annoyance the calm way that person would. You're not pretending. You're rehearsing the inner state until it becomes automatic. That's the whole game. The imagining plants the seed, but reacting from the end is what keeps it alive between sessions. Let's make this something you actually do, not just understand. Here's the 2-minute version Neville pointed to again and again, and it happens right before sleep. There's a reason he loved this moment. As you're drifting off in that drowsy, half-awake state, just before you fall asleep, your conscious mind goes quiet and your subconscious is wide open. The critical, doubting part of you that says, this is silly, this won't work, finally switches off. That's your window. So here's all you do. As you're lying there falling asleep, take your one scene, step into it, feel it as already done, already true, already yours. Just hold that feeling gently for a minute or two as you drift off. That's it. No straining, no hour-long ritual, no perfect visualization required. The drowsy mind accepts the feeling as fact, and you wake up a little more like the person who already has it. Do that night after night, and something quietly shifts. You're not affirming anymore, you're assuming. And assuming is where all the power is. And if you do this and reality seems to argue back at first, if the next day looks no different, don't panic and don't quit. That's the exact moment most people abandon it. Your job isn't to check the outside world for proof. Your job is to keep returning to the feeling and let the proof catch up in its own time. Persistence in the feeling is everything. So that's it. Your affirmations weren't broken, they were just missing the feeling underneath them. Now you know what that feeling is, the feeling of the wish already fulfilled, that calm, settled knowing of something you already own. You know how to summon it with one specific scene. You know how to make it real. by stepping inside it and reacting from the end. And you know, the 2-minute nightly practice that drops it straight into your subconscious. Feeling really is the secret, and from tonight you've got it. If this made the law of assumption finally click for you, subscribe. There's a new Neville Goddard breakdown every few days, and the next one builds directly on this.